We made USAA insurance to help you save. Take advantage of discounts when you cover your home and your ride. Discover how we're helping members save at USAA.com/bundle. USAA. Restrictions apply.
The Shark Deck.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. I'm sure you heard that the FBI arrested a 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guardsman in connection with leaking classified documents. Enough setup there, John. Get to it. James Corden said the leaker is described as a lonely young man who is part of a chat room group that shares a love of guns and military gear. You know how sometimes you find yourself going, it's always who you least suspect? This isn't one of those times. Colbert said the suspect was taken into custody in Massachusetts, where just moments before he was seen from a helicopter reading a book on his porch. That book, Solitary Confinement for Dummies. Colbert again. Now, for those taking classified documents home, you could face charges under the Espionage Act and get up to 10 years in prison per document. So he's in trouble unless he declassified them with his mind. Corden, as a 21-year-old, he's devastated that this mistake may cost him his future, but he's also thrilled that he's posted something online and it totally went viral. Corden again crushing it as he wraps up his late-night show soon. Oh, and we're going to talk about that at the end of the podcast. Stick around. Corden, he posted some of the documents in a chat room for gamers. Corden said, I don't know how this works. Did somebody write like, hey guys, how do I win at Fortnite? And you respond with, I don't know, but here's some satellite images of Ukraine. Pete Davidson is making the rounds. He was on with Charlemagne the God. And I know you've had some big questions about Pete Davidson. He has answered your big question. Let's listen.
I don't understand. It's really not that special. It's a very normal size penis. It's like, not too big or too small. It's just like, yeah, I don't understand that. It's just like big enough to enjoy and not big enough for it to hurt.
So there you have it. I'm not going to comment. Harı Kondabolu's new special is out today. It is called Vacation Baby. It's on YouTube. I have seen it. I had a screener a couple weeks ago. Thank you, Team Harı. Really enjoyed this one, especially the first 2/3. And I never realized Harry's really got some Marc Maron in him, which I think you'll hear as you listen to that special. Would you like to hear a clip? Okay.
I'm a Hindu, or as it's pronounced in America, Muslim. People have called my child a COVID baby, which is inaccurate because he was not conceived during COVID. If you must know, he's a Honolulu Ritz-Carlton vacation baby. There's a big debate amongst parents. How long is too long to breastfeed your child, right? And I think that if your child is able to say, Mother, can I have some of your sweet, sweet breast milk? In a text message, it's probably too long. It's probably too long.
Harı Kondabolu, Vacation Baby on YouTube. You should watch it. Speaking of Marc Maron, I didn't even do that on purpose. That's a nice accident. Mark spoke to a live audience at New York City's Town Hall about his recent special From Bleak to Dark, and he said, it's really tricky to make that stuff work. It's the most full piece of work I've ever done and the most grounded. Despite the topic matter, it's the funniest I've ever been. I'm talking about losing someone. It wasn't funny. It became a sport group situation. I'd get choked up. How do you balance a joke about visiting her body the night she passed? When working on some of this stuff, it was still very emotional. I had to find that balance. He added, I'm not an arena act. There's no way I'll be that guy. I'm not even sure I got into it to be an entertainer. I use it to get to your own personal truth. It was about being seen and making people think about things even differently. It's a noble profession. Not sure I like this idea. They're trying to remake Peep Show for the U.S. again. The Peep Show is a wonderful Britcom. I thought it was still on Hulu. I went to watch it, and it's not on there anymore, so I don't know if you can see it in the States right now. In the original, David Mitchell and Robert Webb, you may know them as Mitchell and Webb. You've probably seen the sketch where they're dressed as Nazis, and they ask, are we the baddies? Mitchell and Webb played Mark and Jez, two dysfunctional friends and flatmates with opposing personalities. It ran 9 seasons between 2003 and 2015. Well, in the American version, it's Minnie Driver and Amandla Jahava. They are women, so one big difference there for the new series. They've tried to remake this for the Americans a few times. There is an American pilot out there on YouTube, and I haven't seen this thing nailed yet. Who knows? Speaking of television, over the weekend, I watched the first 3 episodes of Season 3 of FX's Dave. That's the Lil Dicky sitcom. Very, very good. Enjoyed that a lot. You should watch that. Page 6 spoke to Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin says she's been diagnosed with, quote, complex PTSD after getting an MRI. Kathy posted a video saying, let's talk about PTSD. Never talked about it publicly. You can laugh or whatever, but I've been diagnosed with complex PTSD, and it's called an extreme case. Kathy Griffin explained with a wink that her issues began about 5.5 years ago. She had held up a picture of a very famous person's severed head, and I don't want to go there. Artie Lange. He's selling his longtime New Jersey home, and his website has been shut down. What's going on, Artie? The New York Post says Artie Lange, who's 55 now, had purchased his New Jersey townhome back in 2003 for $429,000. It's 2 bedrooms, 3 baths. In 2021, while he was completing a drug court program, he transferred the deed of the house to his mother, Judith, and his sister, Stacy. Sources tell the Post the home is no longer a suitable residence for his mom, who's dealing with health issues. It's currently listed at $679,000. Meanwhile, it's unclear why ArtieQuitter.com has shut down. Right now, it's parked free, courtesy of GoDaddy.com. You can get this domain. Let me click on it. If you want to buy ArtieQuitter.com, they might be able to help you get it. You could, of course, get ArtieQuitters.com for $5. One great way to support the show is to buy me a coffee. See, I've got this iced coffee here. This one it's about 4 hours old now. I've been taking my time drinking it, and the ice is long gone. It is a large iced coffee with caramel and almond milk. That almond milk's an extra 40 cents. I had accidentally switched back to skim milk, and I was like, hey, when did that happen? I don't know. Something happened on the app. So the almond milk, I put the almond milk back, and the price went up 40 cents. Yikes. So if you go to buymeacoffee.com/Daily Comedy News, you can do a couple things. You could buy me 1 coffee, 3 coffees, 1,000,000 coffees, or let's get this going. You can become a member and just sign up, and then every month it'll ding your credit card for $5, and it's a good way to support the show, and I'll thank you on the show, and you'll be buying me a coffee. If you're like, John, $5? Are you crazy? There's the $2 club, same idea, but $2. And I can't believe nobody has taken me up on this. If you go to buymeacoffee.com/Daily Comedy News and you look at the print there, it says, if I ever make $100 in a month off coffee, I will do an entire episode saying nice things about Adam Sandler. Nobody has done this yet. All right, that's on you. Buymeacoffee.com/Daily Comedy News. Congratulations to Henry Yan, the winner of 2023's Raw Comedy Talent Hunt at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. Chortle writes, the Melbourne local seemed at ease in front of the 1,400-strong crowd, fully using the stage and exuding a genuine delight to be there, yet happy to muck around on his biggest gig yet, giving a shout-out to his parents. They write, he has a winningly odd energy, slightly awkward and nerdy, but owning it with confidence while being apparently entertained by his own gags, chuckling infectiously along with the rest of us. He committed half a set to a routine about towels and his ability to wring, no pun intended, every angle from the premise. It felt as if he could have easily done twice as a lot of time slot. I tried to find a clip, but I could not. Sorry about that. I did look. Now, sadly, we're into the final week of the Melbourne Comedy Festival. I'm going to miss this segment a lot. I've been enjoying it. Let's take a look at Wednesday's shows. David Quirk's show is called Cobra. The description, do you remember back in the 80s when everyone called each other Cobra? I don't either, but I met a bloke once who swore that's what we did. The Age came in with, yikes, listen to this. Doesn't quite live up to the lofty expectations created by his previous work. That's what they're putting on the website as the review. Wow. Hey, Melbourne Festival, did anybody scrub the website? I'm not sure that you wanted that up there. Okay, I'm curious now. Let's listen to the work that doesn't quite measure up.
Thank you for that, cheer. Thank you. Wow, I am a very good comedian. So, I'm lucky to be standing here before you folks because I've spent most of my time, a decade, 10 years working in retail is what I've done. I don't know if anyone does someone openly laughing at that. As you should, really. Maybe he knows retail. Retail, the art of standing upright, not moving around enough, hardening the arteries, ensuring an early death. That's retail. But I was very good at it, I want you to know. I was actually because I'm very friendly to the customers. But I noticed after about 9 years of doing that job, every time I smiled at a customer, a little bit of the soul just flew away. Like this. Hey there, how are you, folks? Hi there, folks. And that's not healthy, is it? That's bad. Something bad is happening inside of you.
That was good. I like David Quirk. I also like his look. He could play Kanicki in Grease. He's wearing a white t-shirt with a denim jacket that's a little shorter than the t-shirt, and he's got like Kanicki hair. It's better than that Rise of the Pink Ladies thing on Paramount Plus, I'll tell you that. All right, one more. Fadi Kassab's show is called Fireworks. He was a child in war-torn Lebanon, but he found a very unlikely source to make his own fireworks. The near-death experience made him tough, resilient, and adaptable. Now he's a single dad raising 2 children in safe, optimistic Australia. The Adelaide Advertiser said, hilarious, leaves the audience in stitches. Okay. Let's listen.
And I hate Italian men so much. Any Italians here tonight? Yeah, you cowards. I know you're... They're always the same. They always walk up to girls and say stuff like, "Hey, buonasera principessa, come stai? Did you have a good day?" And the Aussie girl is looking at him swooning because women are attracted to illiteracy.
He's fun. I mean, maybe if you're Italian, you don't find that funny, but I thought he was fun. Oh, we've got more festivals. Don't worry. Let's see who's at Moontower tonight. Busy week for the festivals, huh? Tuesday night at Moontower. Matt Rife. I'm seeing a lot of buzz on him. He's at the Stateside Theater at 7 o'clock. I saw he's got a special up on YouTube I need to check out. Leslie Jones at 7 and Matt Rife again at 9:30. All right, if we were at Moontower, I guess we'll see Leslie at 7, Matt Rife at 9:30. And let's see who's at Nashville tonight. Kid Rock at the Ryman, William Montgomery at Zanies. And that's it. I guess we'll check out Kid Rock. Lindsay Glazer has a new album out on Comedy Dynamics. All their releases are good. This one is called Thanks, Dad. The press release says powerhouse attorney and comedian Lindsay Glazer is ready to make her mark in her hilarious stand-up comedy album, Thanks, Dad, recorded downtown Las Vegas in December of 22. Lindsay shares stories about her neurotic condition, the joys of owning a home, and being sued by an NBA player. It says she is the second most famous comedian out of Peoria, Illinois. Who's number one? Do you know? I think I know, but I'm Googling. The answer, Richard Pryor, more famous than Lindsay Glazer at this point. Let's not sell her short. You never know. All right, John, you said you had a James Corden story. Yeah, this one from MovieWeb. Director Craig Duncan says he won't be wanting to work with James Corden. He worked with Corden as a director on A League of Their Own, and he says, the most difficult and obnoxious presenter I've ever worked with is James Corden. That's interesting because some people would say Joey Diaz is the most obnoxious presenter they've ever worked with, but that's not what Duncan said. He said James Corden is, right? So if you asked Duncan, hey, who's the worst human being you've ever met? He would not say Joey Diaz. That's not what he would say. He would say the most difficult and obnoxious presenter I've ever worked with is James Corden. He says even before meeting Corden, he was warned about the TV star's behavior, with producers asking Duncan how well he did working with difficult presenters. He said Corden was berating him, saying, what the F is going on here? It's obvious what you do. You put a camera there, you put a camera there, you put a camera there. It's so obvious. You're stupid. Duncan said he tried to satisfy Corden by saying the TV host was absolutely right about a change they wanted that they had already done anyway. Duncan recalls another experience of waiting for James Corden to arrive, only for him to show up 45 minutes late to film a brief segment, holding everybody else up. Duncan said, cheers, James, you got your way. Well done for treading all over my toes. I don't care. I'll get paid at the end of the day, and I hope I never, ever work with you again. And that's your comedy news for today. Wow. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your shows. See you tomorrow. Can I interest you in some meatballs made out of mammoth meat? No? All right, hi, I'm Johnny Mack, host of 5 Good News Stories. It's a twice-a-week podcast where I share some upbeat stories like the dog who only will respond to commands if you use an Irish brogue. Or what about the guy who's filling potholes with noodles? Or the woman who, congratulations, she passed her driver's license. Oh, by the way, it was her 960th try. You heard me correctly. It's 5 Good News Stories. Nice, easy way to start your morning. 5 Good News Stories. The number 5 Good News Stories, wherever you get your podcasts.